My story of my amputations started up north Wisconsin. I was 24 years old. We stopped at a gas station in the middle of nowhere. I had collapsed, and the gas attendant had called 911 immediately because I was turning blue. And there was an ambulance close by, so they got to me within like 3.5 minutes. They're doing CPR, they're shocking me. I would come back, and I go right back into what's called ventricular fibrillation, which is like the worst heart rhythm that your heart can go into. They put me in a plane, and they called my mom.
We had gotten a phone call from a flight nurse, and that was how I knew for sure something was extremely wrong.
At that heart hospital, I coded 40 times. So it wasn't until 3.5 months later that I found out that I have a genetic mutation for sudden cardiac death. I'm the only one known in history with this particular mutation.
When I first learned about Nicole's condition, I was home. I was in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and I believe her mom called me, and I immediately came to Milwaukee.
They told my mom, like, her kidneys are failing, her liver is failing, everything is failing. So there was a decision that needed to be made.
In order to save her life, we would have to amputate her legs. I was very scared if she woke up after all of this, how she would feel about me making that decision for her. All I knew is that if taking her legs away would save her life, for me to have her another day, that I would do that 1,000 times over.
And she said, "Has anybody talked to you about your legs?" And instantly I knew. I'm like, oh no. And she lifted the head of the bed up a little bit, and she removed the blankets, and I didn't see anything. And I just wanted to die right in that moment. This gave me perspective. It slowed me down. And slowing me down made me look at the world around me in ways I never did before. 8 months out of my amputation, I get on YouTube and I see these guys that are bilaterals walking down this big ramp. I could have not commented and I could have just watched it and hoped for the best, but I said, you know what, I'm gonna comment. And then one of the hangar patients comments back and they're like, "You should go to this boot camp." I remember rolling in my wheelchair, my crutches over me like a cross, and I see all these other bilaterals walking and they're talking to each other as we're standing at the bar and having a drink, and I'm like, oh my God, people are living their lives. No one can prepare you for the emotional healing that is boot camp. I think for the first time, the old Nicole started to come back out. And then new layers of me grew too.
What I learned from working with Nicole and being friends with Nicole really bleeds into my personal and professional life in a positive way. I love her childlike energy that helps people relax and be free and let their guard down. And that, I think, helps develop those deep connections that she can make so easily with people that she may not have so much in common with.
At the time, I was considering applying to nursing school because my nurses in the ICU at Freighter were top tier. I learned to walk because of nursing school, because it forced me to put my legs on every day and walk to school and walk the halls of those hospitals. I worked in orthopedic trauma, so I had patients with amputations fresh, and I went, oh man. So how's the socket fitting? I can make a real impact. I can really change people's lives.
Under the liner, it's not loose or tight.
And that's why I decided to become a nurse practitioner, because I personally understand what it's like to be an amputee navigating this healthcare system, and I wanted to be able to give back to my community so that they can get the devices and the care they need, and someone fighting for them that really knows what this feels like.
She's always been the one to help others, to reach down, help people when they need it, and then to also share her story. I think that takes a lot of courage.
She's the bravest person I know. She's the strongest person I know. She walks into a room and it lights up. and she lights you up.
My resilience has gotten me every goal that I set for myself. I said I was gonna be a nurse, I did it. I said I was gonna walk on sea legs, I did it. I said that I was gonna become a nurse practitioner, I did it. And work with hanger prosthetists and prosthetists all over the country. Not only am I able to be a mentor through hanger and at boot camp, and I get to teach people how to walk again, and I get to see myself in them. My purpose in life is to have joy and bring joy.